I have a business and it's pretty good. That's what I'm hearing constantly. They're like, it's fine. And I'm realizing that fine might not be good enough for what I want for it.
It's not good enough. Once you come to the realization that you're gonna sell it at some point, you're probably gonna want to sell it for a lot of money, because why not? At which point, the person that you're selling it to doesn't want to buy a pretty good business. They don't want to buy a business that's like okay. They definitely don't want to pay $500,000 for a fucking job.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody's going to the bank to get financing or going to spend their own money for something that they have to go in and work and coach 10 classes a month. I'm not paying $500,000 for a business I have to coach 10 classes a month in.
I just had this conversation maybe an hour and a half ago at our booth, and a gentleman's talking to me about where he's at with his business and like kind of thinking about that end of the road and transition. It's like, oh, I want to get at least like maybe $1 million for it. I'm like, we have a lot to do in order for you to get $1 million for a gym, right? There are multiple layers that you have to still address between where you are and $1 million.
I don't know if that guy's business. I hope to God it is, but this is precisely what I'm trying to help people avoid, which is I want to get this. I have no concept of what getting that would mean.
Yeah.
At which point I get to the negotiating table. I have an idea of what I'm going to get for this. And then the offer comes across the table. And this is the day I think about how much I paid for it.
Yeah.
When the offer comes through and it's like, we'll give you $175,000 for it. And you're like, that's 5 times less than I thought I was going to get for this. And now you're starting to think about, like, I did all of these things. I gave up all of this time. I missed the birthdays. I missed all that other kind of stuff. And now you're having because I usually have these conversations with people. And again, many times with people that we don't work with. I probably get 3 inbound emails, and I work with them too, like literally for nothing. They're like, hey, I'm trying to sell my business or I'm trying to buy. And I'm like, if you want to send it to me, it's Fern at best hour of their day. Nate, put this on the screen. I will take a look at it. I won't charge you shit. I don't care. Because it is a very sobering conversation when I'm like, dude, you're never going to get that. Like, you're never going to get that much money for it. And not that you couldn't. What you currently have is not worth that much money.
If you think about, okay, what do I want to happen when I sell this business? What's my goal when I exit? And this is harder to do when you're earlier on because you're like, this is what I'm going to do. Great. I love go through this exercise because you want to have an end game in mind. And once you understand what that looks like for yourself, hey, I plan on handing this off to my son. I plan on selling this and then buying a fucking laundry mat.
I want to give it to my GM. I want to give it to my head coach.
Correct.
Like
there are several different ways that this can go. I want to be able to pay off my house and have this be my retirement.
Right.
Awesome. Think about that. Choose a path, and you can change your mind along the way, but choose a path, and now you have an opportunity to reverse engineer, and now we can lay out the road.
Right. It's like, I want to sell my business. How much?
Correct.
Not I want to sell my business. How much? How much do you want to make? They're like, well, I'd like to get $500,000. I'm like, okay. Do you know what that means? Listen, I want you to get $500,000, but do you know what that means? Like, what does that mean, and what would that look like? The real thing that I would want to convey here is that, like, it doesn't mean you're exiting tomorrow. It doesn't mean you're exiting 3 years from now. It doesn't mean you're exiting 5 years from now. It doesn't mean that you now become this robot that does things transactionally solely for the purposes of increasing EBITDA. Like, it doesn't mean any of that shit. It means thinking about your business and designing it in a fashion that it would provide maximum impact to the end user, to the staff that run this business, and to me as the owner, because that has very, very high value.
Right.
At which point, you'll find a buyer. And one of the interesting things, when we did this exercise at Best Days with the crew, and we had Adam Carroll there, who kind of helps with, teaching some finance stuff and some leverage techniques. Some of the valuations we came up with were great, right? Meaning like you've got really good, discretionary earnings, and they were like, dude, who's going to buy this for this much money? And Adam was sitting in the back because, like, that's what he teaches people to do is just have access to capital. And he was just like, dude, we might need to be getting in the gym buying business, bro, because these are, like, cash flow heavy businesses.
Great
and
business.
we got people that need places to put their money.
Yep.
And it's not like, I think it'll be a little bit more challenging to find a buyer, but, like, there's always buyers, man. There's always somebody that wants to put their money somewhere as long as the return matches what they want on their dollars.
Absolutely.
And those people are definitely not looking for a fucking job. They're like,
Exactly.
I want a lifestyle business, and it absolutely can be that. Like, it can be amazing.